Hey guys, if you're shopping for knives and gear, make sure you check out the description of the video you're watching right now for links to some great online retailers. There's also individual links for knives that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another interesting knife review slash knife overview to share with you guys. This is the very impressive Civivi Odium. Sorry, ruining part of the review there, but yeah, I like this one. This is going to be kind of a gusher of a review. This is really cool. This was sent to me by the Apex Pass Run group, so by extension, Civivi, the manufacturer themselves. As usual, that won't affect my ability to do a positive review because I don't get to keep the knife. But thank you to the Apex Pass Run group. And also thank you to my generous patrons for supporting me right now. If you'd like to get your hands on some cool stickers and other benefits, there's of course a link right down in the description. And please follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Let's go ahead and get a measurement on this guy. The tape measure's over here today. Okay, overall length, not a big knife, 6 1/4 inches. Blade length coming in at well under 3 inches, 2.75 maybe a little bit less than that. Cutting edge coming in at 2 1/4 inches. This is great news for people who live in areas where there are laws against blades that are over 3 inches. This one is well under. By no measurement would this ever clear 3 inches. So that's pretty cool. How about some size comparisons up against the Ontario Rat Model 1? Rat 1 is coming in at 8.6 inches overall. How about up against the Spyderco PM2? Spyderco PM2 is coming in at 8.3 inches overall. How about up against the Benchmade Griptilian, or in this case the Ritter Hogue? Ritter Hogue is coming in at 8 inches overall. How about, the Para 3's in my pocket today, actually. How about up against the Spyderco Para 3? Spyderco Para 3 coming in at 7 1/4. And last but not least, the smallest knife in the lineup here, the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. Mini Griptilian actually is coming in longer at 6.75 inches overall. How's the action on this guy? If you've never handled a Civivi knife, the action on these is great considering the price point. I'll tell you guys right now, this is a $52 knife, and it will absolutely be linked down in the description with all of the different variants because there are different colors and things that this comes in. So you can pick that up, and then I'll also link Civivi knives in general. Civivi makes incredible budget knives. They are arguably the very best bang for your buck that exists right now. And I know CJRB exists, right? And I love them, but you know, you paid 10 bucks more for a Civivi and you get quite an impressive step up in all-around fit and finish. And again, that's not to say that CJRB doesn't do a good job, but there's a noticeable amount of you know, just the extra mile stuff, right? We're going to talk about all that. The action's great. This is not necessarily a knife that's going to drop shut, but it doesn't need to. It's nice and smooth. The detent is nice and clicky. Right there you can see. The detent is also heavy enough to make use of that flipper tab, which is slight, but shaped well and positioned well. And there's also, because this is a Ferrum forged knife, not saying this is just Ferrum Forge's thing, but it's obviously, I think you guys probably could have guessed a Ferrum forged design. Anyways, it's got this big slot right here, and you can actually do the reverse flick, which is amazing considering how small this thing is. The smaller the knife, the more difficult it is to, you know, for little things to function properly, because a lot of times, you know, with a good flipper, the blade needs to be a little bit longer to make use of the detent so that it actually deploys all the way in some cases, right? And then, you know, a lot of times they put a thumb stud on here. If they do a little slot like this, it's not always accessible because the frame is usually a little bit more narrow. No, really, they did everything just right. You can sort of pinch open it, right? On knives like this, I don't really try to like wheel them out with my thumb. What I do is I just pinch like this and then just sort of wheel it around, and you can do that perfectly. It's really nice. It's nice when a knife is small and fidgety like this, and I really appreciate that. The action is really, really good. Let's go ahead and do a hardware check. We'll get out my tools. You can pick up my tools in the description. There are both expensive and inexpensive options. Where is my Scout? I don't know where the Scout driver is today, but it's listed down there too. Let's see here. I believe that, like most other Civivis, this is going to be T8. So let's go ahead and check that pivot there. Yeah, T8. And then because, oh no, are they T6? Usually Civivis are all T8, but I think this one's going to be T6. It's never a deal breaker. Like I always say, just more frustrating than T8. Okay, yeah, so it's got some T6 body screws. Just be careful about that if you're going to disassemble it, because those strip a little bit easier. How about carry profile? Thickness up against the Spyderco Para 3. You can see there it's actually quite a bit thinner than the Para 3, despite being not totally contoured, but it's got kind of the shaman thing going on with it, heavily chamfered edges that give the illusion of it being fully contoured. It's a little bit flat at the top. That's fine. That or full contouring, I'm happy with that. But it's thinner than the Para 3. How about length and height up against the PM2 and Para 3? Because they're a bit awkward in the pocket. Nobody ever complains. Yeah, length, height, this is a winner all the way around. It's smaller, thinner, and I believe it's also going to be lighter. Let's go ahead and weigh it here real quick. Weight on the Civivi Odium. 2.47 ounces. I'm happy with that. That's under the ounce and inch mark. It's under the 4 ounce mark, right? To me, this is an ultra lightweight knife. It doesn't really matter to me if it's the same weight as the bug out or heavier, right? Anything that's under 3 ounces, I can't really tell the difference between, you know, like a 1.8 ounce knife and a 1.8 ounce knife and a 2.5 ounce knife. This is ultra lightweight. It's very small, very compact. This is going to be easy to carry no matter who you are, no matter what it is you're wearing. This is a great little EDC knife. If you like larger knives, maybe this isn't going to be your thing, right? You know, as far as like just the everyman, this is just a fantastic size, and I think most people are going to be really happy with it. Did we get through all of that? Oh, there's the Scout driver. Here, I'll show it. There's the Scout driver. I think we did. Let's go ahead and let me show you guys the inside of this here real quick. You can pick up my flashlight down in the description. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was on the moonlight mode. There is milling on the inside of the liners here. So the liners are stainless steel. And there's milling, which is, you know, it's going to help with weight reduction. So, good to know. Scales in this case are black. I think they come in blue and orange, and this blade is black washed, which honestly, this looks really good. And it's partially because the liners are shadow boxed, so you get to see them when you're looking straight on at the knife like this, and it offers some nice contrast. Kind of like how, you know, you see the sharpened edge is satin, of course, and so you've got like kind of the mix between the edge and the you know, the finish on the blade, and the same thing's going on with the scales here. This is just a really handsome looking knife. I really like that. I love shadow boxing, and when they do contoured scales on top of that, or heavily chamfered scales, it's just really great. The presentation of this knife is fantastic. And Ferrum forged knives, I've always said that Ferrum forged knives, you can pick them out of a bunch so easily because they do a lot of the same profiles, and that's not a bad thing at all. Their profiles are great. They always shoot for really great ergonomics. Oftentimes they do a large forward choil, which is a huge benefit. I know some people are going to go, why did they waste so much blade by putting a big finger choil in there? It's like I always say, what can you do with 3 inches of blade that you can't do with 2.5 inches of blade, right? I mean, if they cut out, in this case, 3/4 of an inch of cutting edge, yeah, but also, given how small this knife is to begin with and what you're likely going to be using it for, I am happy that they carved that out, because otherwise, you're looking at barely a 3-finger grip position, but here, oh, you can get a full 4-finger grip, a comfortable one, and a safe one. You can get right up behind that edge if you need to. Most of the time, you're going to be doing this, because you're going to be cutting open packages and just doing little tiny things. But if you have to choke up on it, right, that's nice. It's really great. Ergonomically, this is fantastic. Pocket clip has a little bit of a bill, and you might feel that a little bit. Again, you're not going to be, you know, you're not going to be bearing down on this knife for long periods of time. To the point where that pocket clip, or what I would normally consider to be a hot spot, is really going to bother you. So I don't think I can come down on it for that. Steel on this knife is D2, and then, like I said, materials G10 and steel. That's commonplace right now in the budget knife world and totally appropriate. I have no issues with that whatsoever. The way that they do their Civivi logo on the pivot, I'm very happy with that. It's nice. It keeps everything else off the blade. And the only things that are on the blade are the steel and then the designer, or the design group, which is Ferrum Forge. And that's fine. That doesn't bother me at all. Really like that. Love that they're using black hardware to kind of, you know, it masks this area just a little bit. Same with the pocket clip down here. It's nice. All the contrast, it's like all the black parts are in the right place and all the satin parts are in the right place to really make this thing pop. The blade is excellent. We have a simple drop point blade with the flat is carrying out about 65-70% the length of the blade. Blade thickness, we didn't measure that. Let's go ahead and do that here real quick. I don't think it's incredibly thick. It's might be 110 thousandths or something like that. Perhaps even thinner. 115 thousandths. So yeah, not a thick blade stock. Doesn't need to be. This is not necessarily a hard use folding knife. All of the edges are nicely knocked down, so you don't have any sharpness even in here. This is all nicely knocked down. Flat looks great. Tip, I mean, it's not going to be super durable, but they carry a reasonable amount of thickness out here. And then because of the spine stock thickness, the edge does get pretty darn thin. And that's great. You know, for a little EDC knife, it should be nice and thin so that you can get those, basically those little teeny tiny basic EDC tasks done efficiently. That's the idea with a knife like this. Basically, get it out, use it, and put it away. Can you do all of that efficiently? Yeah, you absolutely can. There's really nothing slowing you down. There's no excess pump and frill, but they still manage to make it look really, really nice. The blade is symmetrical, and the edge is not wonky on one side or the other, so I'm happy with that. And even if it was at this price point, I don't think it would really bother me. This area right here, I really have to highlight this. This is really, really great that it's such a small knife, and you can choke up on it like that. And they extend the jimping way out there instead of, I hate it when it's like, all right, we'll put jimping on it, and they just do 3. It's like, this isn't comfortable. I want to do this, right? So it's nice that they put it out. Thank you for doing that. I just really like that. Thank you. Back here we have a backspacer that's, let me see in the camera here. Yeah, I'm gonna, well, it doesn't really look like G10. It's not fibrous or anything. Even if it's nylon or injection mold plastic, whatever, right? That's fine, no big deal. I'm glad that the liners are lipped out here. I mean, they did that so that they cut the scales a little short and shadow box them. You get to see, you know, the liners, so that's nice. The fact that they're not nested, it doesn't really bother me because they've milled it out, so they've still managed to reduce weight on it. Pocket clip's pretty good. They recess the screws, right? It's not sunk into the handle. I can understand why they did that, because then they'd have to cut a chunk out of here to make it the same on the other side, and that would have really drawn away from the look on this guy. Normally, I'm like, I don't care, right? I'd rather them do that and have it be solid. I've never really had an issue with Civivi clips, so I can't judge it too hard. And it really does keep this side, the presentation side, looking great. Or if you're left-handed, then this would be the presentation side, right? It's going to make that look good. It carries pretty deep. That's all the more that's going to be sticking out of your pocket. This area here is how they do up and over this gooseneck kind of, you know, swan-looking thing at the end. It's going to be okay. If you have really thick pants, it might fight it just a little bit. I like a continuous upward swoop so that it just sort of ramps up over whatever, you know, whatever thickness the seam of your pocket is. This is okay though, and it looks pretty good. I think it's a Civivi clip that they use on a lot of different knives. It's painted. It's not coated like with anything durable, so this is going to wear away. Honestly, I think the one part that I would have preferred that they change on this is probably this guy, like, you know, like a tumbled clip or something like that, because that's the part that's going to get beat up, and that's the first thing that's going to really show some ugly wear. But whatever, that's a preference thing. Some people like to you know, have the wear shown on their pocket clip, so whatever. Functionally, it's fine, and it's going to carry fairly deep, so I don't really have a problem with that. The adjustment head of the pivot is over here on this side, and that, of course, looks great. This is a liner lock. It is engaging at something like 50%, which is very normal for a Civivi. There is no double clutch on this guy. There is no excess blade wiggle or detent lash in the closed position, and it is, as per usual with Civivi, perfectly centered. There is an exposed stop pin back here, which is fine. It doesn't need the excess durability, and the stop pin doesn't need external stops bracing on either side because it's not, you know, it's not a knife that requires excess durability, and the lockup is absolutely solid. No blade play up, down, left, or right. This is one of the most impressive smaller budget knives in 2020, hands down. This is really great. Some of my favorites this year have been, you know, like the Feldspar and the Rhea. You know, there's been some great stuff from Civivi. Actually, there's some stuff that's coming, some other stuff that's coming that I'm really excited to check out. But as of right now, this is one of my favorite budget knives that exists, especially in the smaller budget knife category. And there's a lot of good here. Ergonomically, it's fantastic. Again, I'm so happy that they put that large forward choil in there. I always appreciate Ferrum Forge for that. I love that there's that that large opening slot so you can do the reverse flick if you want to, or sort of pinch open it out. That's really, really nice. They managed to get that on there in such a small little package, right? I love the contouring on the scales and the shadow boxing. There's just so much good here. But also the fact that it's under 3 inches, which makes it something that a lot of people can enjoy. It's got to be just infinitely frustrating to live in an area. It's like, nope, it's over 3 inches, so you can't carry it, you know, or unless you want to risk getting in trouble. This is great. I mean, it really feels like you're carrying more of a knife when you can choke up on it like this. I really like, I mean, like I said, most of the time I'm going to be holding it like this, right, digging into the corner of a package or something like that, and that's going to be really how I'm going to use it. But man, I just love that I have the option. That's great. I don't have to be back here with my pinkies swinging around here in the ether, right? Love this. Little things that I can complain about. It's got some T6 screws. There's probably some, maybe 1 or 2 extra ones underneath here holding, probably 2 more at least holding in the back spacer. Not that big of a deal. Pocket clip has this sort of goose head thing going on. I guess that's how I'm going to refer to it from now on. And yeah, that's really all I can complain about. This is extremely recommendable. I really, really like this. It's almost like a mini Shaman flipper. That's let me get my Spyderco Shaman out here for a second. It's no secret that, you know, these types of ergonomics always, you know, intrigue me. And Ferrum Forge, you know, like if you look at the Wii Malice, right, also very similar. There's some other the Archbishop from Ferrum Forge knives, right, very similar. You can see here these lines, why they're so preferable to me. Obviously each of these knives has a different thing going on, but there's a certain ergonomic shape that I go after, and when I see it, it's always something that I'm interested in because it generally feels pretty good in the hand, whether it's on a huge, you know, a big old knife like the Shaman or a smaller knife here like the Odium. Extremely recommendable. It'll be going on my most recommended knives playlist and also my cheap knives I like playlist. This is great. $52. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there'll be links down in the description where you can pick this guy up along with, you know, Civivi knives that are available right now. I think that's pretty much all I need to say. Great, great knife. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.